I've been planning on doing this for a while, but we'll go over my keyboard collection. So tonight I was rebuilding this guy right here, and then we have this on my desk. So I'll start with the Seal 65 polycarbonate with a brass weight. This thing is special because, and I haven't told this story yet, this was from a friend. I know his name. He probably doesn't want his name said. What was his name on YouTube? Testo Testerson. I can call him that. He made like sound tests on YouTube. He had some cool boards. He had a lot of mode keyboards actually. And he made sound tests on a lot of switches. He does the thing that I kind of do, if I remember correctly. Like does sound tests and then kind of reviews stuff in the descriptions, you know? This is a long story. I don't want to keep it that long. But essentially, I would like comment on a lot of his stuff because I liked a lot of it, and you know, we would chat about switches and stuff. And then eventually, he was like gonna do like a giveaway, but he decided he didn't want to do like a formal giveaway. So he asked me if I wanted enough of a certain switch to fill the alphas, and that he added me on Discord. And I remember that day, I saw the friend request and didn't know who it was because his Discord username was different. So I declined it. So like, I was like, oh, that was you, know what, add me back. And I had to find him I found him in K&C keys actually. And we started chatting, and he sent me like a care package of switches to try. And that's actually on like some of my old sound tests. Like a lot of the stuff was sent by him. He ended up sending me at least 3 or 4 separate care packages of switches over time. And then eventually it was, I believe, 2022, the new year, around new year of 2023, that time frame. He got really busy with work, and like videos slowed down, like because he'd never posted like super regularly, but his videos slowed down and his Discord replies slowed down. He's like, yeah, I've been busy with work, but you know, after the New Year's rush clears up, you know, I should be back to normal. But he deleted his channel with all of his videos, deleted his Discord account, and erased himself off the internet. And right before he did that, he sent me this keyboard with a couple more switches to try, and then just disappeared. I didn't even get to thank him properly. I sent him a thank you message. I don't think he saw it. He might have before he deactivated his account, but he didn't reply to it, and I still miss him. I really enjoyed talking to him. He was really fun to chat with because he was the only person who was as into switches as I was at the time. I'm not as much anymore because it's really hard to find stuff that's good for me. I'm too picky. This thing is special. I just rebuilt this actually. Still not really to my current preferences, but it does sound pretty good. So, this keyboard on my desk right now, this is the Neo 65. A recurring theme here is a lot of gifts. I would not be as deep in the hobby as I am if it weren't for my friends. This was another gift from my friend Zach. I actually went to visit him, and he gave me this before I left because I tried to give him some Zeal clickies because I had like 30 some. I snuck them in Dee's room, Zach's wife, and I did a poor job because he saw me do it. So he set the case for this like where I was sitting before I left. Yeah, this keyboard is great. It's relatively cheap. I mean, as far as keyboards go, for this config, it would have been around the ballpark of 150 shipped because this is navy with a copper weight, and it has a palm plate. This config is using the gasket mount, as they call it. It's really gasket beans, and only plate foam. This has Leobog standard browns on everything besides the spacebar. The spacebar is a Gateron Quinn. This has been a really nice setup right here. This next board, believe it or not, was also from my friend Zach. This is a Bakken Echo 60. This is a fun keyboard. Not the greatest sounding, but this color is really nice. I don't know if my camera does it justice, but it's like a ice blue. I'm using IFE, they call it R2, but they're really like V2, white on black. or black on white rather. And I'm using stock KNC Keys black jackets in here. This is kind of a guilty pleasure switch for me. They have problems. They're JWK, you know, they have leaf noise, but they feel nice. They're pretty deep. This is just a fun build right here. This actually lives at the laptop setup behind me. So this monster right here is a KBD75 V1, I believe. Just normal version 1. There's a tray mount. It's using either an aluminum or steel plate. It's brushed, so I don't know if it's brushed steel or brushed aluminum. Either way, it has plate foam. It's using PBT fans, retro dark lights. It's the semi-transparent base kit that they gave out as compensation. The original run was apparently messed up, so yeah, it was $100 for both base kits, so you got 2 keycap sets, so it was basically $50 each, which I think was a very fair price. Yeah, this one looks cool. It sounds old. It's heavy. I actually got this in a trade. I traded with one of my friends, and I definitely got the better end of the deal. I traded him a KBD 67 Lite fully built for this, bare bones. And I got tired of the KBD 67 Lite. It was cool for a good couple years until I started using stuff that just outclasses it. Yeah, this isn't like incredible by any means, but it's fun. This is, matter of fact, let me plug this in because gotta get the full effect. This is the TKC Portico 75. I don't know. This is just a charming, cheap keyboard. It was way too expensive when it came out. It retailed for like $150 or more, but they did a Black Friday sale a couple years ago where this went down to like, I got this with switches for around, I want to say $85 shipped, which at the time was a really good price, like extremely good. But even now, retroactively, I'd say that's fair. It's not like stellar, but it's fair. Yeah, this thing just looks great. I'm so glad I chose the clear color. I was gonna get blue, but they didn't offer blue in the sale, but this clear just looks so good. This is really picky with switches in terms of sound, and I still don't love how it sounds anymore. I did love how it sounds for a long time, but it looks so much better with a switch that has a fully clear housing. So it's using stock Gatoron Kangaroo inks with, it's either Canon caps or nice PBT, black on white. This is a fun one. I'll use this every once in a while when I crave the, you know, RGB thing. I really want a better rainbow puke looking thing though. So this is the Cycle 7. Y'all know it. Y'all love it. At least I hope you love it because it's fantastic. The thing I usually care about most is sound. This thing sounds phenomenal. Yeah, it's heavy, looks nice. It's a cool layout. I got WinKeyless because the people who gifted this to me, they wanted me to try WinKeyless. So this was basically crowdfunded by people in the KNC server. And I still don't know why they wanted to do this for me, but it's just so cool that they did this. It's such a cool keyboard. This is the Fog colorway with PVD blue. The PVD blue, both Fog and PVD blue, they didn't turn out even remotely close to the renders. Yeah, I was thinking about rebuilding this a bit, but once I rotate off of it, like I just can't get over the sound of this thing. It just sounds so good. It's using cleaned and relubed Gatoron baby kangaroos and Key Kobo white on black. Yeah, man, Cycle 7, I love it. All right, there's reasons this keyboard is the most special to me. I'm getting emotional getting it out again, man. Like, look at this thing. The color combo isn't the greatest, all right, but this is a mode freaking sonnet. I still can't believe I have one of these. Like, yeah, my other keyboards are super nice, and they kind of outclass this in terms of sound. We got the gray top, black accent, black bottom, and it just has an aluminum weight. This thing is really picky when it comes to sound. It has to be built just right, or else it sounds like crap, if I'm being honest. Right now, I'm using aluminum plate with stack mount plate foam, and I did some force brakes inside the case. in specific areas, and I made sure to screw in the top case properly. This thing is just so picky, but this is special, like the keycaps too. Make sure you can see that. SA freaking Metaverse, dude. Persona 5. It's so gorgeous. I mean, I don't like this keycap combo on the gray case, to be honest, but this sounds really cool and it's special. So my friend Hubert the Mad, he's known in the community. He sent this to me for my birthday, actually fully built. And the thing is, he claims it was not from him. It was from one of his friends that is really into keyboards, and he knows him IRL. So what happened is his friend was like, because he had this Sonnet and he loved it for a while until he got even better keyboards, and he just noticed he wasn't reaching for it enough. So he's like, I'm thinking of selling my Sonnet or like getting rid of it. Do you want it, or do you know anybody else that would want it? And the thing that's so special about the Sonnet, even if it's outclassed in my collection, this was my dream keyboard at one point. So like, I have my dream keyboard. I almost tear up thinking about it. Like, I never thought I would get one of these things, you know? Yeah, they made it happen for my birthday, and I should have recorded my reaction unboxing it. It was insane how excited I was. This thing has given me a lot of trouble with rebuilds, trying to get it to sound right. I honestly thought about regifting it at one point because of it, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's too special. And that's why I have SA Metaverse on here, because it was actually the year after, this year, he gave this keycap set to me for my birthday. So I thought it was just, you know, only fair. I like how this build sounds right now a lot. And I wish the top case was like black or something for this set, but aftermarket parts are expensive. I would have to buy a new top case and a new accent because I don't want to use black on black. But man, yeah, this it's great. We got 3 cheaper ones. Let me start with this guy right here. This is the I Love B i61. Man, so this is probably my cheapest keyboard. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go price check it. I wanna see what it's at right now. Right now it's $30 with a 5% off coupon. So I last bought this July 27th, 2022. At the time this came out, this was, in my opinion, absolutely absurdly good value. Yep, the grand total was $22.51. So the thing is, this is hot swappable, and it came with plate foam and technically case foam, but the case foam was super thin. It does have a steel plate. It is a tray mount, and now it's kind of terrible. I mean, it's a $30 keyboard. The switches it comes with are really unreliable though. That's the problem. But since it's 5-pin hot swap, you can swap them out still. Actually, this build is kind of a meme, but it's the best this thing has sounded in a long time. The keycaps are a Diasub PBT clone of Analog Dreams. The switches are a prototype of KNC clack bits that he gave away in the KNC simp channel, which is a Discord channel. If you're over level, I think it's level 30 in the KNC server, you get access to that channel. The spacebar stabilizer ticks like crazy, but that's another thing I remember. These stock stabilizers were fantastic, especially for something so cheap. In the budget, like ultra budget keyboard world, this was a standout at the time, so this is fun. This was another gift from my friend Siege. I met him through KNC, but we just chat a lot now. I think it's by Ryworks, the M0110. It's a clone of the old Apple keyboard. They even use the Apple logo on it. That's very not legal, but it's a Chinese thing. This is kind of a meme build. This is plateless soldered, but it's using stock MX Blues. And I hate to admit that I like the sound. This is the only clicky switch keyboard I have right now. I want to make a build with nicer clickies, but I don't have any right now. And yeah, the keycaps are Shempo beige. This was originally, he built it with split backspace. I can't do split backspace. I can't do this layout in general. I need a control key, but it's at least a little usable because normal backspace. But yeah, this is cheap. I think the bare bones kit is in the $50-$60 range, so it's still kind of overpriced, but it sounds nice. It's cool. It's plateless. Nice. So yeah, last up, we got this monstrosity. This also has a story. So this was, I guess, technically a gift, but here's the thing. So this is called, I believe, the Phoenix. It is a 40%. So my friend Josh, I got him into keyboards, and he wanted to do a more custom thing. He wanted to build something using a Raspberry Pi Pico. So he was doing research, and he found this 40% PCB on GitHub called the Phoenix that ran off of a Raspberry Pi Pico using, I don't know if it's ZMK, it might be, it's something that's not QMK. So he got like 5 of these PCBs made through JLC PCB, and he went through the build process of getting it to work. It has no plate or stabilizers, but he did that, and then he like told me how to do it, and like was here when I started soldering stuff. You had to solder surface mount diodes, and it was tricky but really fun. And then obviously you have to solder the switches, and you had to solder the Pico as well. The way I did this was risky because I couldn't test it until I soldered the Pico, and there's a couple switches underneath the Pico. Yeah, the Pico covers some switch pins, so if anything wouldn't have worked, I would have had to desolder that, and that would have sucked. Sadly, the Pico is micro USB, so this isn't a user, this is a meme keyboard. Now the funny thing, I guess I haven't finished the story, so you see how it's mounted to a plastic piece. At the school he went to, he had like, I don't know what machine it was, but he had like these plastic pieces, and you could get them cut, and he can get stuff printed on them as well. So he gave me rough dimensions, and I made something that would be smaller just to make sure it could fit on here, but I made a collage of random memes I had. So the back plate of this thing, this won't focus, and I wish it would, because then you could read it. It's so stupid. I can't even type on this thing. The switches too are very overkill. So actually this is Texi coral stems inside of SP Star tactile housings. I believe the exact switches, they were called Dark Magic Girl switches. They were from TKC, and I actually got them with the Portico that I showed earlier. This keycap set sounds worse on here. When I had a thinner IFE set on here, it sounded actually pretty nice. But yeah, like there's no angle to it, so it feels weird to type on. It's super raised. I put zip and fit in here because like he put standoffs inside of the plastic over the 2 posts that were there, and then he also put standoffs under a couple of the stabilizer holes, I believe. It's not even a display piece right now because it's been in my drawer. But yeah, dude, this is a fun one. I don't think I have any other board. Nope, I lied. We've got, you know what, clear the way. This thing, oh balls, I dropped it. This might be endgame. This might be the greatest thing ever created. It's called the Jebaited, and this keycap right here, Jebaited is a play on words because he spelled it with BAE in the middle, and BAE stands for big ass enter, because that's what the community called this keycap. So he made a macro pad for this. Now this needs 2 switches in here because it's a normal enter key and then like a tab key, basically. This thing is made out of a top housing of copper, bottom of polycarbonate. It's top mounted with a polycarbonate plate. It is so overkill. I don't use it, but I love this thing. This was also a gift. I won it in a little contest a friend group of mine had, where we designed a keycap set using only keyboard simulator. Yeah, so this is just a desk decoration. I love this thing. It just sits right in the corner over here.